Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here. Sorry we are late. Just had a couple of difficulties getting on. Whoa, my hair is all messed up. um, yeah, we were working. Well, I was trying to put the kids down, and yeah, it's not easy. Not easy with the time change. Man, this year has been really rough. Or this time change has been pretty rough. But anyway,
Because the kids get up earlier than normal. Is that why?
they do.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
they get up earlier. We kind of end up staying up later. Weirdly, like my wife and I.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So really been a disorienting week. Yeah, when you wake up, you feel like you haven't slept, even though it feels like you should have got the
Right.
extra hour. But anyway, yeah. So it's good to see you guys. Good to see you, Keith, Torin, and Bobby, and everyone in the chat. What's on your wrist, Keith? How was your day today?
Day was good.
Oh, that's
Pretty low
good.
key.
Yeah,
Stayed home, but I am wearing the Grand Seiko
nice,
SBGN 003.
cool, very nice. How are you liking it so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah, very good.
It's one of my
um,
favorites.
yeah, I almost got one. I don't know if you caught up on the live stream, but
Yeah, were you
last
going for the black dial or the blue dial?
I was going for the blue. I really like the
Okay.
blue. Yeah. Neff, good to see you. We got Bill, AZ Clayton, Justin, Peter, Chaz. How's it going? Hey, Dan. Hey, Wilson. Hey, Steve. Good to see you guys. Wrist Ross. How's it going? Justin. Did I say hi to Justin already? I think I did. Man, if you guys thought I've had low energy Sanjays before, buckle down. Buckle up or yeah. Hey Deb. How's it going? Torin, you are away. And
Yeah,
thanks for still joining us. How are things going? How's your time away and what's on your wrist?
yeah. Thanks for having me, Sanjay. Yeah, so I'm up in Bayfield, which is right on the shores of Lake Huron, um,
Okay.
with my girlfriend. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
did a quick hike, and then we're staying at an inn, so it's been pretty good. Although the weather was really poor, it was
Yeah.
hailing at a certain point. But yeah, on the wrist today is my latest piece. It finally came in. This is the I'm not sure if it's going to show up that well with this camera. It's
Oh
the
yeah.
Zelos Swordfish, but it's the
Nice.
forged carbon dial.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Think I
I know
saw
you've had
the
other Zelos. Do you notice a difference in weight with the titanium?
Yeah, this is actually the most comfortable Zelos I think I've had because I
Okay.
like the K shape of a swordfish, but this is 40 millimeters and titanium, so it's quite light.
Hmm.
yeah. I saw that unboxing pop out, but haven't been able to see it yet. So looking forward
Yeah,
to
the
seeing.
unboxing I just put up the video last night.
Yeah.
I watched it like a good friend, Torin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith.
I will do my friendly duties right after. um let's see. I don't know. Is there anyone? Oh, other Steve is here as well. Good to see you, Steve. Joey. Yeah, man. It's the first time I've been this late. It's pretty bad. Um no, Wilson, I did not review it. um All right. Whoa. Karan is here. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very kind, Karan. I was just catching up on the Trunk Show live stream from this morning. Was it this morning? I was catching on on my drive back home. Um, really fun live stream with Wolfgang and the others. I haven't met the others though. Yeah. Um. Okay. Bobby, watch fasting. How's it going? Two weeks in a row. You're muted, I think.
Can you
Oh,
hear me now?
yeah, yeah. How
Yeah,
are you
doing
doing?
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a good weekend.
yeah.
Uh, Yep. And I am wearing my only die watch, I guess, in my collection. It's a Doxa. So
Nice.
300.
Yeah,
Nice.
beautiful, beautiful orange. Great choice. Um,
So by
yeah,
by watch fasting, that also means that you have not purchased anything you're waiting on either.
Yeah,
So
I've
if you're
not
not
put any money in yet. There's hopefully next year I'll get a watch.
okay,
I haven't gone. Actually, this is the first time, Keith, that I haven't. I think you're the last one who you got a. When did you get your Grand Seiko again? Was it 2 months ago?
that was in late September.
Late September. Okay, I think this is the first time I can say that I haven't bought a watch since before, after you.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
rare.
it's very, very, very rare occurrence. But I'm hoping next year. I'm hoping to wait till the end of the year. I think watch fasting till the end of the year, and then
Okay.
2022, hopefully with new releases and everything. See how it goes.
so you don't really have your eye on any.
Well, I hopefully I'm on a list. Hopefully next year.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly when I'll get it. Maybe the first quarter, maybe second quarter,
Yeah.
maybe 2023. But it's out there
Okay.
on a list. So, but I haven't put a deposit or anything like cash transaction or physically gotten a watch
Right.
since June.
Yeah. So can you tell us what it might be?
It's an independent brand
Okay.
watch,
I think I know.
and so yeah, so hopefully there's an independent brand that just recently have reduced their releases. I guess would be a
Yeah.
better way of saying it. Starts with a G. Easy way of.
Cool. Yeah.
I've talked. I think I've talked about it, but hopefully I'm just knocking on wood here to see if they release the piece before.
Yeah. Sounds good. Checking in one more time in the chat. We got Anish. Hey man, good to see you. Jason's here. How's it going? Let's see. Colin. Hey, Colin's here as well. And Pale Horse. Sarmad is here as well. Thanks for the kind words, man. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Paul as well. Good to see a couple of new faces here. Yeah, GPHC was crazy. Or man, only watch was crazy. Not just GPHC. GPHC was crazy too. Wow, Karan, thank you again. Really don't have to do that. I appreciate it though. It's very, very kind. Seamaster 300 for Steve. Very nice combat straps, ostrich leg. Cool. Neff with a joke, I'm guessing. What animal orders its meals and puts $1,000 down on it? Okay. Yeah. On my wrist is the Grand Seiko Winter. So the
Nice.
SPGA 415. I have it on a deluxe.
That strap with that watch. That's a good combo there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mainly wanted this one on it. So this is a gray taupe. It's called Chev strap, which is like goatskin. Boy, does it stink! It
Really?
smells up something real bad. So I've had it for 3 days since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
Is it deluxe?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm airing it out for as long as I can. It's stinky.
That's interesting. You went with a gray strap for a gray dial. I like the blue on that. But,
Yeah. I was thinking the blue would look nice, but at the same time, I was thinking, to keep it toned down, gray would be a good option to have as well. And it has 21 mil lugs, so
21.
I had 19.
No, 21. And I don't have any 21s, so I had to kind of buy a couple in one go. So, and Yeah, I don't really have a lot of 22 either that I could try and squeeze in, but I'm not too fond of squeezing straps in. The pinch kind of bugs me. Um, Another weird thing that I noticed on the El Primero is the lug width is not just 19. So the A384 that I got last week, it's like 19.4. So
Oh,
there's a hair of a gap when I have like 19 mil straps. But the interesting thing is I can put 20 mil straps super easy into it. So and there's no pinch. So it's kind of happy, kind of bittersweet development there.
how are you liking your winter?
I love it. I really love the way it wears. It's it's spring drive. I really like having titanium again. I've been meaning to pick up something titanium for almost a year now. So it's been really nice to have this. This feels like nothing. Like
Yeah.
it's 50 grams. The watch head I measured the weight. It's 50 grams and the strap is like what 10 or 15. So this feels great. So I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
And what you don't like the bracelet? That's why you changed the strap, or is it just because of the weather?
The bracelet's okay. Not great. Um, Mainly because of my smaller wrist.
Mhm.
So the end links kind of flare out ever so slightly, and because of that, I'll be happy with it in the summer, but in the winter, I'm a strap guy anyway. So
Okay.
yeah,
Like I've been wearing the spring throughout the week,
yeah,
and even for like I have like a near 7-inch wrist, and it's the clasp, it just kind of protrudes out a little bit. I'm okay
yeah,
with it because it's titanium, so light.
right,
Um, but I'm not really worried about it. But the bracelets could do some improvements with
yeah,
Gransit. Like,
yeah. See, coming from the white birch, that gap is like ginormous because the white birch is completely flush. The clasp gap, there's no gap. And on I forgot how big the gap was on
yes,
Grand Seiko clasps. So
the older
that's
ones, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a bit of a
There
bummer.
is a big gap on this.
Um,
What do you think the fact that it's now being you could buy it worldwide now as someone who can't get over the winter and is interested in it still, do you think that's going to bring prices and pre-owned down a bit?
hmm. Um, it's still kind of limited production. It's still a special
Mm.
edition. I don't know
It's
if
going to end
prices.
soon, right? Isn't that like even if it's worldwide, I think it's going to be produced for a limited, like you said, limited production.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
after I forgot. Was the Peacock GMT Senji available in Canada? The
I
Grand Seiko Peacock. The
I believe so. I'm not
Okay,
entirely sure. I know the Whirlpool was for sure.
okay. Because I
Um,
mean that was produced for like how many years, and then now it's way above retail after they
yeah.
stopped. It's like 12. I think the retail was 6. If correct me if I'm wrong, but now it's
Uh,
like going for like 12 or 14.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it one's high.
so I'm not saying that this will go like well, this thing, but I think if they stop production, if they're just doing it and it's a regular production, then I don't think then
Yeah,
if
I
you're
thought it
right.
was more regular, I guess. I didn't realize it was still considered limited.
That's what they told me from the boutique. It was going to
Hmm.
be limited. Uh, but then again, I didn't know that it was going to go outside the U.S. They didn't say that either.
So I was just looking it up. I'm pretty sure the Whirlpool and the Peacock were limited editions. Um,
Yeah, limited production or limited edition. I don't know. Was it numbered?
yeah, yeah. So the
Okay.
Whirlpool I just looked it up as
I,
1,500 pieces.
yeah, I'm not sure, but I was talking more. I don't know about the Peacock.
The
That's
Peacock, yeah. What was that? The SBGJ.
wow. You know these references. Wow.
I the
I'm seeing.
Peacock was
I'm seeing
like
the chat. It's going around 13 from Chaz says it's the
SBGJ
market.
227 was the Grand Seiko Peacock.
Yeah, it's a bright. I
Um,
love that dial color. It's a nice blue. Um, and I guess it's mentioned that both are limited. You might be right.
yeah.
So
Um, 700 pieces only. That
no,
makes sense.
okay,
Yeah, and it was $6,500.
6,500.
Yeah.
I was
So
actually initially that was my first GM Grand Seiko. I actually saw it in person,
yeah,
and that was a really beautiful piece. I was almost about to buy it. I don't
yeah.
know why I didn't, but It was
The Peacock and Whirlpool were like a bit before my time.
okay.
Before my time getting into Grand Seiko. Like back then, it was more, I think, a pipe dream.
And I think
But
Grand Seiko was a new this thing. Like, everybody was like, oh, this is here's a Grand Seiko. You haven't seen this? And I was like, wow,
yeah,
that's really great. But then
yeah,
again, at that point in time, I was thinking Seiko, Grand Seiko, like the same Um, but that was my ignorance at that point in time.
yeah. It was the same company back then.
Exactly,
Now
but
they split
you're
up.
thinking you're paying 6,500 for a high end,
Yeah,
um, just couldn't. I think that's probably the reason why I
yeah.
probably didn't bite on
Yeah,
Um,
people's minds changed about that pretty quickly. I feel
yeah,
like it took like a
Yeah.
year or two, and now everyone
it.
who felt that way no longer feels that way for the most
No.
part. I don't know.
yeah. Paul says, "Love Grand Seiko. Need to improve their bracelets. No micro adjusting. Yeah, micro adjust. I don't really mind. But the clasp they needed to improve, which they have now with the white birch. Kevin, thanks so much for the goat snake deodorizer. I'm never buying a goat strap again.
Is that the
'Cause,
first time you bought it? Goat
yeah,
strap. Okay.
yeah. So they look identical. So this is calf. The blue is calf, and this is the goat. They look almost the same um, in terms of texture and stitching and stuff. So this one is stamped pattern. This one is more of a natural pattern. So straight off the goat.
I'm just glad I saved so much money by living here in Miami. I can't buy leather straps because of the weather.
Oh yeah,
So it saves so much on that extra expenses.
right. Oh, but you're missing out, man. um, Karan was mentioning if we could come on. I only just saw that, Karan. Sorry. Um, let's see. It's probably something crazy. um, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
I know.
you know. Easy Clayton says GS Winter is in most cases only in spring is selling out. Yeah.
Well, I did see it. I was telling Sanjay before. I did see it on Topper Jewelers for 5,300 the winter, and I thought that was a really good price, and I went like instantly, and that's before the 10% discount. So I'm like, oh, maybe like 5,000 is a lot better than 6,600.
Yeah. Um, the winter is definitely selling out over here though. I mean, it's a new watch for us. Everyone's super excited to finally get the seasons here in Canada. And it's just flying off the shelves. Not just the spring or the winter, but the the fall, and I think they're all just sold out. Um, but Kevin mentioned nobody wanted the Peacock when it first came out. Sat on shelves in the stores. Watch the prices shoot up when the production stops. Yeah. All right. So I don't know if you guys had any time to prepare for this evening, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm super low energy right now. But
What's in your
uh,
chalice? Do you got some
I don't have a
coffee and Coke in
chalice.
there or whatever you were drinking before?
Oh yeah,
Well,
what's that combination?
Oh,
I have a thermos here, but in my thermos I only have flat root beer, so I'm gonna enjoy a
Flat Reaper.
cup of flat root beer, which might have coffee residue in it. I just
oh
poured the
boy.
root beer into the coffee, but
I'm sorry I asked.
hey, if coffee and Coca-Cola is good, it might
Yeah,
might just work out. I should live taste test. It's all right.
you taste any coffee?
Yeah, not that good actually. No. Caliber, good to see you as well. But yeah, so we were gonna talk a little bit about watches that we might dislike slightly, ever so slightly, and if there was anything that we could do in our imagination to make it work out. Um, I don't know if you guys want to try and tackle that tonight. We can go for that next week if you guys didn't have much time to think about it. But yeah, did any of you want to give it a shot? I
Well, I
was
can I can start with just one of the watches you were just mentioning, the winter that you
yeah
had.
yeah
The spring that I had, I love the spring. You know, the watch.
yeah
One, two things I would probably change is, of course, a bracelet clasp,
right
which we just mentioned, and the second thing is that second hand. It's a silver second hand, and I love the blue
Mhm.
second hand of your winter. I like that contrast it provides, and I think that would make it even much a better contrast with the dial, the silvery pink dial of the Grand Seiko Spring. So I think those are two things that I would change on a watch that I personally own, uh, and be completely. I still like it. It's not going anywhere, but that would make it a perfect distinct, since we're talking about Grand Seiko a lot here. Um,
yeah. It's really strange that Grand Seiko decided not to put a blue seconds hand here.
and
Um,
everything else is same, right? Between
yeah,
our this thing, both are titanium models, both are spring drives. If I remember correctly, those are only two spring drive of the seasons.
yep,
Mhm.
I think fall and the summer are not. Um, and
And I
and
think
this
both
is
have the logo in yellow gold, right?
yep.
yes.
hmm
The GS.
It's
I think titanium, right? Is that indicative of titanium or the GS yellow?
it is an indicator of titanium. Yeah.
Oh,
It's not real yellow gold. It's just gold tone logo. But generally, if you see a gold GS logo, it means you have a titanium case,
oh, okay.
which is an interesting little detail.
Yeah, the picture shows it pretty well. I mean, the second hand is the same color as the same reflection of the hour and the minute hand. If you just brought it a little bit more contrast with the blue, or even like a pink, would have been nice. Second
Yeah,
hand, just to make it a really different. Um, I think that would have made this, because of, like you said, the 62 GS case is such a well-fitting case on most wrist sizes.
it is.
Everything else about it is great. It's a great daily wear piece. Guys, I'm just glad I got this one, because the spring drive, and that's so beautiful. The winter that you're showing right now with
Yeah.
that contrasting blue second hand. I still don't understand why they didn't do that.
Yeah, it makes it's really a baffling decision. And I'm sure they have like that because legend has it there's one guy who sits all day bluing hands perfectly at Grand Seiko Studios. um, you'd think they have a whole bunch of those seconds hands,
Yeah.
um, ready to go, ready to be dropped into the spring season's watch. But
I had a question there, because on the comments it says, somebody said, I wish the SPGA 413 had a gold seconds hand. Is it just blue? Is there any other seconds hand that they color, or is it just blue that you know
they
of?
do they do gold
They do
gold
gold. Okay.
seconds hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Was it this summer SBGH? Oh, I forget the reference.
Yeah, I just remember that a lot of blue second hands, but not any other gold. If they do gold, then that actually would have been really good, with the GS being yellow in color too, the logo.
Yeah.
That would be another nice option.
So an
Considering,
interesting thing here is that with the summer they have a GS logo, gold tone GS logo as well.
okay,
But that's
steel, right?
100% steel. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's always exceptions to. Oh, you guys can't see my screen. There's always exceptions to the rule I found.
Mm.
Like not too long ago, I found a pattern with the Grand Seiko reference numbers. Is if the number at the end ends in a even number, it's most likely it has some form of precious metal. So you've got the SPGY 002, which is a gold, the golden snowflake. um, and you got the SPGY 003, which is the steel version of that watch. Um, so I found that generally speaking, if it's an odd number, it's steel. If it's an even number, it's a precious metal. But then the other day, I found a reference where that didn't apply. So
Hmm.
they seem to just not stick to that what seems like a perfect pattern for a really long time, and then they they just blow it up after a while for some reason. But anyway, um, there you go. Jason says SBGH 271 has a gold seconds hand. And that's another good example, Clayton. Snowflake is titanium and has a silver grain Seiko logo. Yeah. Okay. And he mentioned the gold GS logo is reserved for special models. The only reason I thought it was gold for titanium was because of the SBGA 231, which is the titanium diver. And that one has a gold logo, while the steel one, the SBGA 229, only has a steel logo, like a silver tone logo. But yeah, do you have anything you'd like to add, Keith, to a watch that you might have fixed?
Well, I was thinking a lot about it, and a lot of the, I think I've talked about this before, but a lot of the changes I had to watches I was thinking of fell in three main categories. Size, decrease the size. Missing a date. I found that I really like having a date on my watch. Even if having a date doesn't always look better than not having a date, but just the functionality of me never being able to remember what date it is helpful. In this case, in the watch I'm wearing, it really adds to the watch, looks wise and functionality wise.
Yeah.
And then price. If I don't believe the watch is worth the price that they're asking. Right now, I'm kind of actually struggling. I like that you wore it today, Bobby, but I've been really into looking at Doxa lately, and the sub 300. I don't quite understand the pricing of that, but why that's 2,500 versus. I do think the sub 200. I don't have too much of an issue with that price.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's Kosk, the sub 300, and you have the 300, not 300T, right?
I think it's a sub 300T.
Oh, 300T. So that's a little under 2,000. But maybe some Doxa fans in the chat could tell me why that's $2,500, because I'm not seeing it, even though I really like the watch.
Well, I mean, I still think the 200 is the case is not like the traditional Doxa case, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very
I think
different
that's
than the others.
probably definitely when you see a Doxa from afar, it's a Doxa sub 300 at least, based on the case. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can still get it on a bracelet like the sub 200, the beads of rice. I feel like the cushion case of the 300, even with sub 300T, also has the same. Is definitely what lured me to Doxa, besides the dial color, of course. But again, you're right. I don't know why is it twice, 2.5 times the amount of a Doxa 200. Again, is that I think Doxa, the sub 200. If we didn't know about the 200, I don't think we would have that discussion about. Would you still have that issue with the?
I don't know.
Okay, because the 200 is out. It's been out for like how many? 1.5, 18 months now. It was a new release, right? It's a more affordable
I think that was
entry level Doxa now.
I want to say it was 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's a great watch. I still like the sub 200 as one of the best entry level below 1,500 watches. But I just feel like I think 2,000 is a great area for a Doxa sub 300 or sub 300T. I don't understand why the extra 500, like you said.
Well, the extra 500, I think, because it's Kosk, which is what Chaz is saying too. And I think there's something different with the crystal. I think it might be more domed or something. I don't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually had a dream recently. I was wearing that watch. This is how you know you look at watches too much. But so those are common things that came up when I was thinking about this. But one that's more unique to me, which I've talked about before, I think, is I can't get into watches that are just like white and black or just gray. I need like an extra color in there somewhere, like like the Submariner is just black and white, or I think
Speedmaster.
Yeah, the Speedmaster. Now I do have a watch like that. The khaki field is just black and white, but I have a green strap. I think that that kind of makes it work. Um, I think when I think of like a watch that does it right, or when I watches that don't do it right, I guess the Monta Noble, the white and the gray, I think it just looks like really plain. And then that Seiko 5 that I was looking at, the Dress KX, that was only all gray, so I had an issue with that. But like a watch that does it right, the Omega white dial Seamaster with the red text and the red tip of the seconds hand, like that's all I'm asking for. Like the Yachtmaster rhodium dial with the light blue seconds hand, um, and like Laurier when they came out with their chronographs, it's like the red dial has the red accent, or the black dial has a red accents, the white dial has a blue accents, and like the blue one has yellow. So that's all I really need, just like that extra pop of color. So that kind of takes some watches out of the running just because of that. But yeah, that's just what I happen to
So
think
you'd
of.
be turned off by any black and white, like for example, Submariner, you're not a fan of.
Yeah, just I mean, I don't say I'll never be a fan of any watch like that, but I like that little extra pop of color somewhere
Sure.
if
I mean,
it's just black and white.
I like your point about the Seamaster having that second the tip being red, and then the
Right.
rhodium Yachtmaster. I think the other question on the a counter argument would be, wouldn't it be a more timeless design if it's just black and white? Um,
True.
or I mean, for other people, like
True.
I like colors, like you said, but I feel like your watch that you're wearing right now has that beautiful. Is that red or is that the
It's
Orange,
orange.
yeah.
orange? Okay,
Orange GMT hand, and then it says GMT in orange too. Yeah, it's really
nice, nice,
nice.
nice. I think that's more of a after 2000s. A lot of times, like Omega has been using that a lot, on their Planet Oceans, and you don't have the Planet Ocean, right? Since I forgot about that. Otherwise, I was going to ask you. I think they have a color that pops up every time with the GMT or whatever they write down. But that's a good point. I feel like some a colored second hand is or some color is nice on a dial.
Yeah, and
It,
for some reason I don't have this issue with blue. Like blue is enough for me, and I can't explain why. I think it's just maybe a more interesting color. I don't know. Um,
And
it
sorry, I was going to ask you, when you say smaller size, like how small? Like you said, your first point was smaller size makes
oh
the
no,
watch
like
smaller.
a lot of watches are just out of the running because they're too big,
Okay,
and I want
like
a
too big,
smaller
like
size.
beyond 42, 40,
Yeah, it depends on the
or
watch. Like Doxa 200 is 42. I would consider
okay,
that
okay,
because of the small like the lug.
okay,
But usually 42 is too big.
okay.
Um, like I haven't tried out on Pelagos or Pelagos. I always forget how to say it, but
Sure.
I imagine that's too big. That takes that
But
watch out of the
you take the
running.
Pelagos or Pelagos with the date, right? The old version, not the
Yeah,
new
yeah,
one
yeah,
that just got released.
yeah. Although I don't
Um,
mind. Like I wouldn't buy the new one, but it
sure.
looks kind of cool.
I really like the new one. I really like the new one. It's so nice. Um,
Does
but
the fixed lug bars bother? Would that bother you owning that watch?
no, not really. It would um about time actually did a really good live stream on that watch. Basically, a guy who purchased that watch came on and they chatted about it, and I thought that they made some really good points, and I kind of wanted to reference that because it's not generally my first thought, but the thought that the point that he made was that it's not your first watch. It's not the watch that you're gonna. It's not an only watch, but it's like a fun watch that you'd wear, just uh, doing stuff around the house, or just enjoying some free time off. It's kind of like that, not a beater watch, but you know
Weekend watch.
yeah, there you go. That's a good description. But I thought that was a good point, and I really like the way it looks on the rubber strap. So not a fan of velcro or
Mm.
hook and loop straps, but the rubber strap looks really nice. It's got that uh, pebbled texture, not pebbled texture, but kind of like beads. um it's hard to describe, but maybe I can bring it up real quick.
And I was going to ask Keith, when you said date window, like a date, do you have any preference about like the color has to match the dial, or are you okay with like a white, like on
I
black
I
dial with
personally
the white?
like if it's replacing an indice, it should be the color of the indice,
Okay.
or like, but when it's like Sanjay's Alpinist, that it's in like the 4 o'clock or 4:30, whatever it is, like that should match the dial. So it's just like it just kind of depends on the watch.
Okay.
I don't really get people's uh insistence that the date
Wait,
window has to match the color of the dial. I don't really understand it. I don't mind that a
okay.
date stands out. I think it should stand out so you could see it better. I don't know.
Although on the original Pelagos, the date window matches the size of the indice perfectly.
Mm.
Yeah, for me, a date window has to be right at the edge of the dial. Not doesn't have to be right at the edge. Close enough with maybe a half a baton or something to fill up the space.
So you're not a fan of IWC? Like,
No, I can't do
okay,
that.
When I think of
Cannot.
a bad date window, I don't know if you had this version, Torin, but the long jeans, I I can't remember the name of it even, but that kind of there's one, the smaller version cuts off the 3 where the
for
bigger
Spirit,
version doesn't. Which one?
the Longines Spirit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's like, oh my gosh, what are they like? Put it anywhere else besides cutting off that 3. And it's just like a little bit, just enough to annoy you.
That was the bigger 42 has that. It makes the 3 look really funky. Like someone just had a bad Friday afternoon and just did half a 3, but
Yeah, I had the 40 millimeter, which didn't have the 3 o'clock indice. It just had the date window.
yeah. Um
Mm-hmm.
and even on that dial, that date window was a bit too far
Yeah.
inboard. So um but like you guys were mentioning, I think a little bit of color is really important. It's something that irks me about the SPGW 231. I mentioned it a couple of times. It just needs that blued second sand because it's so monochrome. It's cream and silver. So Neff says Seiko and Grand Seiko reference numbers are the worst. Someone has an Excel
I
spreadsheet.
think Omega beats that
Yeah.
by a mile.
Oh yeah.
I I love
Horus.
I love these Seiko and Grand Seiko reference numbers because you can tell a fair bit about the watch without even seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
What movements in there, um, whether it's precious metal or not, or it'd be a good chance whether it's precious metal or not. Uh,
Is your El Primero have a date, right?
yes,
Is that
Uh,
at the 4:30?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that doesn't bug me at all.
Okay.
It's at a good spot. Um, Curran was asking if he was coming on. I did send you an email, Curran, with the link. I know it's a little late now. Uh, let's see, Paul. Hey, good to see you, man. Welcome to our super low energy stream. Easy Clayton saying paging Dib. Dib has a crazy doxa uh, problem, so he would be a good reference point.
I wonder.
Pete, sorry,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say I think he's bought most of them pre-owned, but
Mhm.
I there's not a lot. I only look at eBay because I'm a noob. Not a lot of doxas pop up on eBay.
I bought mine from the Docs website, which is a horrible website to begin with, just FYI. But
Really?
just because I was looking at pre-owned like Watch Recon, and
Oh.
so I bought it from the website.
Well, I just mean really that I thought that they have one of the better websites, honestly.
I don't know if they updated. This is like a year ago,
Oh,
a year
okay.
and 2 years ago. It was kind of not great.
Hey, Kara,
Hey,
good to see you.
Hey, sorry, I was like I was trying to get a WhatsApp message instead.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. I
Were
don't
you
check
No,
my
super
no.
chatting
emails.
and driving at the same time?
I was super chatting, driving, and I was trying to get on the channel. That's
How's it
right. Now I
going,
want
man?
my money back.
Yeah.
You're on now.
How
Yeah,
are you
now I'm
doing?
on, so I want my money back. Good, 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 good. How you
It's
doing?
good. Very good. Very good.
I
Well,
I love your channel. I want to say hi to David Bryant also. Give him a shout out. He was one of the guys who was in that review for that Black Bay. Sorry, for the Pelagos.
yes.
And I have to tell you guys that watch is awesome.
It's nice. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
it is. It
Um,
is a nice timepiece.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Oh,
So this is the strap that I was talking about, the rubber strap. It's got these grooves and there's like a really nice texture to it. I wish I had a bigger wrist. This
Yeah, what's it like to lug? Do you
You
know?
know, don't go there.
52. 52.
I think like the original
Yeah.
Pelagos, the bezel also looms, right? This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this too.
Okay.
Yeah.
The original Pelagos, I think the lug to lug was 50 millimeters.
Yeah.
Mm.
But this one is thinner, significantly thinner. So I don't know. I'd like to see it in person at some point. What's on your wrist,
And
Karan?
my friend, I think I messed up here. Oh, I have the Zenith
Oh no.
Pilots Bronze 25 piece limited edition.
Nice.
It's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice piece. Yeah, let's do this for you. There's, yeah, that's
There you go.
the General Thayer number 17.
Yeah.
There, nice piece. Yeah,
Very nice.
I wear that a lot on my evenings and days off. Depends on what I'm wearing, of course. That hat too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's your
you got to
weekend watch.
promote it. Yeah, yeah, it's my weekend watch. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, cheers, guys. What do you guys have on? I didn't get to see. What watches do you guys have on today?
I
You
have
have the
the
Birch. The Birch.
Grand Seiko Winter actually.
Oh, the Winter. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Keith
Keith, what do
has
you?
his.
Yeah, what else we have? Grand Seiko GMT Quartz, SPGN 003
Beautiful.
Torin has his new Zelos.
Yeah, just the cheap new release
Oh,
of the Swordfish.
Got a doxa on.
nice.
Yep.
Is that the Doxa? Yeah.
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 Nice, nice, nice. Those are gorgeous timepieces, man. Yeah.
I'm
Beautiful. I
glad
love
the
the
Tudor.
Doxa, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's the only actually funny. That's the only dive watch, which is, and I love it. It's just a different type of dive watch than every. I'm glad Dox is getting more recognition. And it's funny that I like the Tudors giving more recognition to Pelagos because I was getting fatigued by Black Bay news every day for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's I'm glad that the Pelagos has a no date option too, for those who don't. Keith, I like dates, but I prefer no dates. Just
Oh, okay.
I think, but I completely
I
understand the
always
reason why
like
you want.
dates. I've actually left the date outside right now. I'm just kidding. I'm sitting and talking to you guys.
That's a good one. Neff
Torin,
says that
tell
he.
me. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. Neff was just
No, I
saying that
wanted to
he
know like
prefers
more. Sorry, go.
the the
Um,
third color. So he prefers a monochrome kind of look, which is interesting enough. I didn't. I always figure that a lot of people like more flair because I guess I'm projecting, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's interesting to see someone who does like monochrome looks.
I
Sorry,
wanted to know more
Karen.
about Torin's watch, though.
Yeah.
Oh, the Zelos? The Swordfish?
Yeah. Hmm.
This
Not too
one,
familiar with it, so.
well, you can buy them in multiple colorways. I don't know how well it shows up on this webcam, but this one has a forged carbon dial, so the pattern on it, it's cool. It's on the bezel and it's on the dial as well. So it's got kind of a cool charcoal texture to it, depending on how you look at it. And it's got gilt accents on it.
Yeah, that was the first one to
Gorgeous.
sell out of that release. It sold out pretty quick. Where the other ones were around for a while. They might
Yeah.
still be available.
Good to see you, David.
Beautiful.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. David Bryant was one of those chatters on that channel with the Pelagos.
Yeah.
He just got a beautiful Chronomaster Sport with the white dial, the wrong dial color, but yeah, that's fine.
I'd pick the white one.
Yeah.
I'm a white
You
dial
guys
guy.
don't
though.
have taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually eventually going to get the white dial as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
They're really
black
nice.
dial, and they definitely are.
Yeah. The reason I like the white dial is because you can see the tritone a lot easier. The sub registers. I like both colors, but prefer the white one.
Very true, but the silver dial, the second hand, I can't see on the white dial. That's the problem, and it's my
Oh.
old eyes. So one of the reasons why I went with the black dial. But I will eventually get the black dial. I will eventually get the white dial because I'm due to get it as my next gift from Zenith,
Oh, nice.
which is due, literally due in January. So I'm very excited about it. I'm torn because I don't know. I know there's some new releases with Zenith in Jan, so I don't know what I will get, but I think I'm going to go with the white Chronomaster Sport. Yeah.
Jason was mentioning that he doesn't like fixed spring bars. No thanks. I can understand that,
Yes.
but yeah, at the same time, it's kind of cool. You know, it's different. Very. You don't have to think about spring bars and obsess over them. So
We know how you feel about that, Sanjay.
yeah.
Yes.
Pete says it's funny. I'm a Seiko guy, so the numbering makes sense, but Rolex ones that people swoon over are meaningless. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I love the Seiko numbers, reference numbers. They make a lot of sense to me. 430 round date window on my fast rider is terrific, but you need good eyesight. Yeah, so we got a dip here. Website's bad. I'm down to 1 doxa now. Okay. 1200 tree project. Very cool.
Did everybody wish Dave a happy birthday? It was his birthday last week. Oh, this week on Monday. Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was. Happy birthday or belated birthday, Dib.
Belated happy birthday.
That was the birthday watch, right? The Tudor Blackberry 58 that he got. Does
Oh
he still
yeah,
have
I
it?
deliberately. He better not sell it. I'll kill him. He bought it from me.
Yeah.
I dated it for his birthday.
Yeah, that's funny.
Don't worry, Dib doesn't sell watches at all.
Oh
Keeps
yeah,
them all.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm not Indian, right?
Sorry, I jumped down. The StreamYard did the jump down, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Justin says it relieves Sanjay of his obsession with spring bars. It really does.
Oh, you really got me thinking about microfiber cloths. Let me tell you.
Yeah. How is that going? What do you?
I feel like, well, I was using the wrong one to begin with.
Right.
I feel like you need a dedicated microfiber video on your channel.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're telling me he taught me about that when I read that, when I heard that, when he said that. Being in the business, I didn't know that shit.
Yeah.
I literally learned that from him on his channel. It was what, 2 episodes or 3 episodes before
Yeah.
something
Watch
like that.
Soup.
when he spoke about the microfiber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Watch Soup,
Watches.
yeah.
Watches TV. Sorry, not Watch Soup. Yeah, that was super interesting. I think we should, if we do something like a microfiber talk, we should get AZ Clayton on, because he's a detailer as well, and he knows far more about microfibers than me. So But yeah, I have like this whole cleaning technique with my watches where I have to use this waterless wash, and yeah. Anyway, we won't get into it. Torin, did you have any watches that you'd like to discuss where you would change something to improve it to make it perfect for yourself?
Well, on the topic of like date windows, I want to touch on that a little because there's been a couple that I found the date windows were too small or misplaced. What one good example is the Zin 556A that had the 4 o'clock date window. It was perfectly color matched to the dial, but the cutout was very small.
Oh,
So
okay.
I found in a lot of cases, like why even put a date window at all? It was
Right.
like hard to read. And probably my biggest pet peeve with the Breitling Super Ocean, which I have, which I love, but it has those oversized cartoon Arabics like the 6, 9, 12. The 3 o'clock date window is extremely tiny. I wish they
Mm.
made it the same size as like the Arabic numerals,
Hmm.
just to balance out.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you do have a date, I guess legibility is really important. Um, One way to alleviate that, would you take a Cyclops? Like, if they had to have a small date, would you take a Cyclops to?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't really like Cyclopses. I mean, the internal Cyclopses are kind of cool. Like, does Ulysse Nardin do it? I think.
Yeah.
The
AP
Maximum
does it, right?
Chronometer. Some other brands do it too. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that'd be cool. But I typically don't like a Cyclops because on the topic of like using microfiber cloths, like sometimes you can get stuff like stuck around the perimeter of a Cyclops. I find.
Yeah.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Cyclops is a hard pass for me. Like a date is, I really don't like dates, much like Bobby. Um, and Cyclops would be an even harder pass. If I did have a date, which I'm okay with the date, but yeah, no Cyclops, underside or topside. Um, it's too jarring of a visual impact for me. Um,
For not being big on dates, it must be hard being a Seiko and Grand Seiko fan.
Right.
yeah,
Name a one.
it's tough, but it's yeah. I put up with a date.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, IWC is like a huge offender for me because the date's like in the middle of the dial. It doesn't blend in with anything else, and it's just kind of there. So yeah, Tennessee Mike, hey, good to see you. And Ken Spears here as well. Good to see you guys. Um, Neff says, remember stream where Marco and Nico were doing that? Oh, sorry, part of a different conversation. Pete was saying, as a Super Ocean owner, Cyclops, you take that filth back, cut it off, kill it with fire. That's a good one. um, I was thinking, for myself, if I were to fix a watch that I've openly said that I don't like is Patek 5711.
Oh,
uh, yeah, sorry, Karen, and Bobby, but
I don't like it. I don't like it either. I just
no.
get them for my father.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's it. I'm not a fan of it. So
Yeah,
I agree with you completely.
yeah.
what was the thing you didn't like about it?
Well, one of the things is the crown guards. So the
Okay,
crown
I see that.
guards to me they look like ears of
Sure.
something in like some deep water fish in the midnight zone. Um, and it
Now
just
I can't unsee it.
yeah. Um,
Uh,
I don't know. Maybe
No.
like it's not cool like a Dilophosaurus or something, right? Like a dinosaur. It kind of looks like that fish that's kind of ugly. Uh, but so I get rid of the ears and the dial. Um, Something about it makes me think of like old school buses. The flooring in buses. kind of like that ridged pattern that allows for like snow and water to uh, drip
May I
away.
say something though?
Yeah, yeah.
May I say something? Keith, take your headphones off. He's actually describing you. That's what he's trying to do. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do right there. That's how simple the Nautilus looks at this point.
Yeah,
That's exactly
I'm the human
what he's
version of
trying
a
to do.
Nautilus.
yeah.
Yes. Hey, you're worth a lot of money though.
Yeah, if
Um,
only.
I think the 5711 has one of the worst bracelets ever.
I've heard that. Yeah,
Like the clasp is worse than even like Aquaterra bracelet. I mean, the clasp is horrible. Opening it is just a pain.
yeah,
It's a very well finished, but it's just a horrible opening, and for daily wear, it's just not a good this thing. I liked the white dial because I like the contrast. It was really, really legible.
yeah,
Um, I'm okay with the case. I didn't have much issues with the case or the dial. I think it's more pronounced. I mean, the contrast on the blue dial, the white dial is just much more. It's just really well. Some people compare it to a garage door, the white paneling, I guess.
yeah,
But I'm okay with it. The only thing I have an issue with is the clasp. The clasp is really bad compared to now, like Moser, Chapek, and like all these other high-end integrated bracelet watches. It's definitely the worst of all in the Holy Trinity, and it's just a really bad clasp, really bad. Not amongst even Holy Trinity. Sorry, Rolex. Like every watch I've worn, the clasps are so much better than
yeah.
the 57, and I still don't understand why.
You know, my only problem with the 5711 though is not the timepiece at all. I don't think it's worth more than
Oh yeah,
$17,000. You know, or anything that's out there that's available. So let's put the Gerard Perregaux Laureato in perspective, or anything inspired or made or designed by Gerald Genta. Um, you know, I don't think the AP Royal Oak is worth that much. A stainless steel sports watch, to be fair. 17 is also on the high end, but at 40 plus, you're opening a whole different window. And I'm talking behind the counter aspect,
sure.
not, you know, in front, because people are crazy. They spend a lot of money on the other side of the counter, and they'll buy anything that's really popular. So that's my issue with the Nautilus. Do I think it's an attractive timepiece? No, not for $40,000 up. For, you know, 12, 13, absolutely. 17 tops. And that's
Yeah.
my argument on that timepiece. Yeah.
I
Just
can
take
see
the
that.
Laureato in. Mhm.
It's
Go
comparable.
ahead, Mark.
Like you said, I think when I got mine, I was trading in a couple of Speedmasters, and at that point, nobody wanted the white Dell, and it was going around market price. I would say 20s, like like high 20s. Even then, it was going up. I knew it was going up, but I said, that's one of the watches I really wanted, so I just gave up a lot of my collection for it. But it is crazy what the market's doing for everything now, and I completely agree. Like for that money, you can get so much watches, especially. And I'm
Of
just getting into
course.
this, but like independence, I feel like there's so much better watchmakers and so much high end horology that you can get for 40. That I mean,
Well, I
definitely
would
not.
put my money on a Patek over the Independent, though,
Okay.
by far. You know, the fact that you said that people compare the Nautilus dial as a garage door on white,
Yes.
but
Yes.
they wouldn't compare the Aquaterra Rory McIlroy, which is the same tuxedo dial, as a garage door because the price is different. You know, so
Yes.
there's also a lot of hate because it's the same kind of dial,
Yep.
right?
Yep. 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 Yep.
So that's one aspect of it, but yeah, 40 change too expensive.
Yep.
That's
True.
why I don't like the timepiece for stainless steel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to fix it, I would actually put a different kind of dial on there, and I would get rid of the crown guards and make it more of a porthole like look. I know it's probably sacrilegious for a lot of people, but different kind of texture dial and no ears, please.
So you'd put Keith's face on the dial?
Yeah.
So if Patek makes these changes, that means they
Sanjay
got
was
a
part
new
of the
I'm in the
customer.
market.
Sanjay was part of the design team of the new 57. What is 12? No, not 12. 6711.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's far
Well,
far
you know,
beyond my reach.
Sanjay has to get one leaf in Japan designed when one guy is waiting and looking out the window, and then he'll
Yes,
buy it for sure, whether it
yes,
has ears or not.
yes,
It's gonna be the Nautilus birch.
yeah.
That's what Sanjay will buy.
Um, I wonder what kind of dial would be cool. I mean, I was thinking maybe like a stone dial of some sort, to kind of add to its mystique. Like a I don't know, like a marble. What do they call it? Like
Meteorite.
no, the
That's played out already.
malachite. Is malachite a dial type? Um, there was like these cool greenish hues and marbling and stuff like that. That stone dials. I mean, I really like stone dials, so um, it probably would have fit the 5711. I mean, it's not very sporty, I suppose, but it's not really a sports watch per se. So yeah, that would be my change and fix. um,
I
Neff
think
was
I think another thing just to add on is I think all dive watches, like more dive watches, should have loom on the bezels. I
yeah.
think like Blancpain and Tudor Pelagos, they're really nice watches because of the really nice loom on the bezel. I think, and I don't know, Clayton's not on the stream, but that new No Time to Die Seamaster
Hmm.
is really nice because of that beautiful, dial bezel. I like loom on a bezel. I don't know why, but it looks really nice when it's.
Do you have to worry about that scratching off the loom?
I
Yes.
yeah, it'd be hard to like keep it all symmetrical because you're gonna get scratches. The loom's gonna go away
Right, right.
on the
There
bezel, but
was there was a Pelagos at my local AD's that had the loom filling fallen out of the bezel. So it was a one-off issue maybe, but that loom paint had just fallen out of the bezel. And there was a
correct me if I'm
black
wrong.
strip.
I think the Blancpain has a sapphire glass though, right over the bezel,
Yes, yeah,
so it
Yeah,
keeps it. So
that was
wouldn't that
it.
be a better? Like I think that
Yeah.
might be if it's well done and well constructed. I think it should
Mm-hmm.
be. Otherwise, your loom is exposed. So that you're right.
On the
Um,
50 fathoms, yes, but not on the bathyscaphe.
okay.
You're absolutely correct. But my question to everybody, and everybody talks about water resistancy and luminescent. Um, are you ever going to dive that deep to actually use all of that? I don't know if you guys know this, but yeah, I'll show it to you. 70 stitches from a barracuda when I actually accidentally wore my um, a bracelet and a shiny watch in St. Thomas. So, I wouldn't recommend wearing any of those timepieces underwater because barracudas are mean. You can dive with great whites, you can dive with reef sharks, not an issue. But barracudas are mean. So
I-
dive with the Sunto or dive with the Garmin. Best thing to do, or
Is
a
it true that
citizen
the
dive could be
barracuda
done.
gets attracted to the bracelet though? Right? Is that the shininess of the
Well,
bracelet,
anything
or
Chinese. So basically, what they come for is your mask, the reflection of your mask when you're free diving or anything of that nature. But it so happened in my case, reflexes kick in and then you go like this,
I see.
and so. But it was in that case, it was a timepiece that I had on. I accidentally had something on, and I realized 20 minutes into the dive, and it got you. It got me. I didn't feel the bite because everything's rush. You're rushing at that point, and the salt water and everything involved. Um, but yeah, don't wear those watches. So it doesn't matter what looms in the underwater, or an orange dial or a yellow dial. That's probably the last color you can see underwater. I would not recommend wearing anything shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's scary.
Yeah, I've heard about that too, and I think needlefish was another problem
Yes.
because
Hmm.
they just barrel right into you.
Dart. Yeah.
Yeah, so very very dangerous to have shiny stuff on you. Um, but yeah, so guys, I think we've hit our 1 hour mark. So um, thank you all for joining me this evening, for keeping me company, and just putting up with my lethargic state.
Are you
Uh,
gonna hop right into bed now?
I hope so. But it was really great to see you all. Thank you, Karan, for coming on as well. It's really
No, thank
good to
you.
see
I
you.
just want to request everybody of you. I'm not trying to plug my channel, but I would
Oh,
love the four of you to join me on my channel one day, because you guys have great, intense knowledge. And whenever you have time, Sanjay has my number. I'm not going to plug my channel right here, besides wearing that hat. But please, if you guys are welcome, we do a Saturday morning chat. I would love for you guys being on that.
Thanks. Thank
yeah, it
you.
Thanks
would
for
be a
the invite.
pleasure.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was
Yeah.
actually going to ask if you guys have anything to plug, because we do that at the end of the stream anyway. So, um, yeah. So, guys, check out Karan's channel, About Time.
No, no, don't plug it.
Uh,
Don't plug it.
okay, no plugging. Uh, Keith, do you have anything?
Actually, yes.
No, nothing at all.
Nothing to plug. Torin, how about you?
Just a quick unboxing of the Zillow swordfish.
I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
it. Is that on your channel, Torin?
Yeah.
All right. Sanjay, would you mind sending me that link or
No, not at
texting
all.
me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Bobby, how about you? Got anything coming up?
Nope.
No.
Just gonna wait. Black Friday
Uh,
shopping.
yeah. So tomorrow night, I don't think we'll be doing Watch Soup, but Clayton and I will be getting together and just hanging out. So everyone's welcome to join as well. But yeah, other than that, I hope you all have a great night. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Right.
Cheers, guys. Take care.